Hey guys, Shadow Reviewer here. Today, I'm looking at Avatar: The Last Airbender, Book 1, Chapter 11, The Great Divide. Well, like the terrible divide, yeah. Some of you want to make jokes about this one. Was may considered by the Avatar fans the worst episode, not just of season 1, but of the entire series. And after watching it myself, I can say that I absolutely agree with them. Now, the setup with it is not bad. I mean, I like that Aang has to decide to go for the peaceful route. At the start, that seems legitimate. Katara and Sokka are fighting over top stuff and the wood stuff, which, yeah, it does come into play later. I'll get to that in a bit. But at least he did it peacefully. Same with Appa and Momo when they're fighting over food. That wasn't half bad. But then we get the two tribes, the Zangs and the Xinjiang. I think that's pronouncing. Sorry. Sorry for that butchering. Let me know down in the comments. And little fun fact, one of the scouts on the Xinjiang side, again, sorry for that butchering, he's voiced by Scott Menville, who some of you might recognize as the voice of Robin from Teen Titans. No, not the live-action one, the 2003 original series. And sadly, the reboot. I just thought I found that interesting. Anyway, so yeah, they're pretty much two tribes that are fighting against each other, as we'll find out later in that top scene that I mentioned earlier. Yeah, I'll get more in depth on that, why that's a terrible callback. They're fighting over some sacred orb, which they think one stole from the other. For what Sokka is told, their ancestor was put in prison for wrongful for the wrong reason. What Katara is told, their ancestor was ambushed and the orb is stolen from them. So yeah, that whole top thing, yeah, this is why, because they're a terrible callback. It pretty much gets Katara and Sokka to argue again, and it feels ungodly forced. I get it, they're siblings, we fight, but come on, are we serious? Are we seriously doing this? And again, I like that Aang tries to go the peace route, again, given that his role as the Avatar. But the leaders of both tribes decide to take it the wrong way. And they start fighting when canyon crawlers start attacking. Yeah, earlier they injured their only earthbender, and it turns out that both tribes were lying about food. I don't know, it's just really stupid motivation, seriously. But there is one cool moment where the crawlers are attacking both tribes, and Aang gets them to work together to defeat the crawlers. That is honestly probably the best part, where they actually work together to save the problem. And I like that Katara and Sokka, decide to apologize. That would feel really legitimate. And then we get to possibly what many considered, myself included, possibly the stupidest thing that you could do to a character. Okay, so Aang tells the both of them when they start fighting again, the both tribes, that apparently he knew them and it was all about a ball game. Now, at first that seems legitimately funny, that they would fight over a stupid ball game. That is kind of cute. But then we hit the twist. 3 simple words. Aang was lying. Yeah, you heard me right. Aang, my god, was lying about the whole thing the whole time. He made that story up to get them close together. That is possibly the worst thing you could do for a character. Aang is a peaceful character. He would resolve situations that doesn't result in, fighting. And you decide to lie to both tribes in order to forcefully make them work together? That is awful character assassination right there. It is stupid, it is forced, and it makes Aang look like an idiot. Oh, and Katara agreeing with this, and Sokka just standing there. I'm like, no, this is dumb. This is really dumb. You lied to both tribes that have fought for over 100 years, and you decide to lie to them. No, this is dumb. This is really dumb. Now, you could make the argument that what other way could he have done it? No. There is no other way. What Aang just did is possibly the worst thing he's ever done. I mean, bejeevers. That is stupid. Stupid, godly stupid. So yeah. What many consider the worst episode? I 100% agree. The Great Divide has got to be one of the most worst written, worst forced, and one of the most stupidest twists that I've seen in an episode of a TV show, period. So yeah, that's my review of The Great Divide. It sucks. It absolutely sucks. There is a few moments of good, like at the opening and where the tribes work together at the end, but overall, it's just a horrible episode. Screw this episode. But on a lighter note, tomorrow's episode is what I consider one of the best episodes. Thank God. Chapter 12, The Storm. Thank you, we've had 3 mediocre episodes, and thank God the next one is good. Because they're one of the best. Thank you. Until then, I'm the Shadow Reviewer, signing off.